Hello everyone, it's Taimur Malik here. I am Edinburgh pin host and I'm very excited because I've been joined by John Blackwood, who is Chief Executive of SAL. SAL is a Scottish Association of Landlords, a very reputable firm for people who are looking to invest in buy-to-let or rental properties. SAL supports the investors and landlords in Scotland. So he has joined us. So welcome on board, John, for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Very welcome. You're very welcome. John, as you're coming to the meeting next week, I was just thinking it would be a good idea to let everyone know where you have started, and if you can give us a little bit more information about yourself and SAL.
Okay, well, obviously, as you've mentioned, I'm Chief Executive of the Scottish Association of Landlords. I'm a private landlord and a letting agent myself with nearly best part of 30 years experience in the sector. So I've been around for a little while. I was one of the founding members and directors of SAL, and I'm pleased to be leading the organisation today. So we are the largest landlord and letting agent organisation in Scotland. And as you've said earlier, that we exist to support the sector. So anything that a landlord or a letting agent needs, we're there to help. And we're offering a place and a space for landlords and letting agents. It's very easy to feel isolated in our sector, in our businesses, and it's good to come together as a network of people, share experience, and to be able to help each other too. So, support mechanisms, training for landlords as well too. But importantly, we campaign and lobby on behalf of the sector. So we're keen to get as many landlords joined up as possible.
Excellent. So you're coming at the right place because we're going to have a new and existing landlord and property investors at Edinburgh Pin. So looking forward to that. Also, we are going through a very interesting time with the COVID-19 situation. As you have, I believe, a very good eye on how things are evolving and changing in private rental sector. So can you share your views about, quick view, what do you think is going to likely happen in terms of changes within private rental sector in next 6 months or a year or 2 years?
Well, it always would be great to have that crystal ball, and sadly I don't have that, but you're quite right in saying the last few months have been incredibly difficult for landlords and letting agents too in our sector. And of course, coronavirus is affecting us all, and we hear a lot about how tenants are affected because of course they are struggling in some cases to be able to pay their rent, and the knock-on effect that that has for us as private landlords and as letting agents is immense. So over the last few months, we've very much been working with the Scottish Government and politicians across political parties to find ways to be able to help support landlords and letting agents in these difficult times. So hopefully when we have a chat next week, and I hope to be able to take some questions from everybody who's attending too, we'll be able to of the questions that you might have about how you can support us through these very trying times. So obviously we're all trying to look to find ways of mitigating the impact, and of course we don't know how long this is going to last. So we need to make sure that our businesses are sustainable for the duration. So there's maybe some tips we can share as to how best you can work with your tenants through these difficult times to make sure that your income is as secured as it possibly can be. But there's no doubt these are difficult times for us all. And I think by us working together, we can hopefully get through the next few months.
Excellent, that's great. And I think inwardly you have already said what you're going to cover in your talk, but is there any particular tip or thing which is on your mind right now as a property investor, which you think you're doing and helping you as a property investor and others who are watching this interview can also benefit from it, although you're going to go in more details next week.
Yeah, I think I always say communication is essential in our business, because it's very much about building relationships with our tenants, so that we're able to sustain those tenancies the best way we can and make them profitable for us as investors. So as you can imagine, if some tenants are struggling to pay rent, they maybe lost their jobs, or whatever financial crises they've come across, we need to be able to understand what they're going through, and they need to be reassured that the best thing they can do is keep in contact with us. So we very easily can drift apart as landlords and tenants, and those communication lines break down. So I think my best tip always is keep in contact with your tenants and encourage them to get in touch with you. I mentioned about the Scottish Association of Landlords having a wide range of resources available to members. And there are some things available on the public area of our website. Mm-hmm. So maybe what people could do before our meeting next week is have a look at scottishlandlords.com, and you will see one of the tabs on the front page, the home page, links to COVID-19. And that gives you all the information about the latest news and what supports are available to both landlords and tenants too. So maybe if you've got time, have a look at that resource before our meeting next week. So I'm going to be talking about how we can best maintain contact with our tenants, keep that communication going, and hopefully be able to provide them with support and assistance. Sometimes tenants as well as landlords just don't know where to go for help. Well, hopefully the next meeting next week will signpost you exactly where you need to go.
That's great. Thank you very much, John. So that's a great tip. So whoever is watching our video, please go on to SAL website, and there is a free section, as John mentioned. You can find a lot more information. But with this, I hope you're gonna join us next week, and John will be sharing a lot more tips and information about how to be successful property investor in these turbulent times. So thank you very much, John, for joining, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
See you next week. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.